Welcome back for another exciting C# YouTube tutorial. The tutorial right before this one has to do with the circle calculator. What I want to discuss is casting and how we can rewrite the circle calculator to take advantage of some built-in features in C# that require casting. So nothing's really going to change except what I show you here. You know we have a bunch of flows. Just say I declare some variables for us to experiment with. Notice we have a byte, a short, an int, a long, and a double. Implicit casting is when you can go from one data type up to the next one up. So for example, byte is the numeric data type that is the smallest, and that means it can only hold up to 255. The next up from that is short, then int, and long. The difference between these are how large of a number it can handle. And we know that floating points are either a float, a double, or a decimal in that order. So C# lets us do something like this automatically. We can take the short number variable and assign it any variable that is the same or less than without losing any data. So see, it lets me take the byte and then it lets me upgrade into a larger number. And it allows us to do this because a short is bigger in capacity than the byte and you don't lose any data. And look, I can do this now. I can do an int equals short number. It's kind of like moving on up, like the Jeffersons from the TV show. You can keep moving on up and taking what you have with you and gaining more space. I can also do this. See how IntelliSense figures out the variable I want? So far, no problem, right? And I can even do, sorry, I need to do this, equals. So notice I keep going from smaller to the next biggest and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's only when we downgrade, so this is called implied or implicit conversion or casting. C# will do it for us automatically. Where we run into the problem is when we take a larger number, such as byte, not byte, but assign to the byte number, SHT number. We should get an error right here, and we do. And the error down here says, cannot implicitly convert type short to byte. Implicit conversion exists, are you missing a cast? What this means is I have a variable called short number, which is of the short data type, and I'm trying to take it and downgrade it to a smaller variable in capacity, and I could lose data, and C# saying, are you sure you want to do this? Think about it this way. When you live in a 3-bedroom house and you downsize or downgrade to a 1-bedroom apartment, you're going to lose space. So you have to confirm that, hey, I know I'm going to lose space when I downgrade from a 3-bedroom to a 1-bedroom. I'm going to accept the downgrade. So what you do is you tell C# that you want to convert from a short to a byte and assign it to byte, and you recognize that you could possibly lose some data. I can also do the same thing where I say put into an int, spell it right, a larger number such as double. Now I too should get an error message here. And I do. Same thing, can't implicitly convert a double to an int. So I have to explicitly tell C# it's okay to downgrade the double. See how right here it says double. Convert it to an integer, losing decimal points and significant digits, and put it in here. See, that takes care of it. Now I want to show you how we can modify this code to take advantage of C# built-in features. We no longer need these. I just put them here for demonstration purposes. Built into C# is a math object that has components we can use. And one of them is we no longer need pi. So we're going to get rid of that. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to show you. I'm going to type math dot p, and look, pi comes up. It tells you that it knows about pi already, but it expects it to be a double. See right here, it says double, but we're dealing with floats. So let's see how we can make this happen. It's good to have things that are built in we can use. And then we're going to get the error about conversion types. One way around this, now I'm not saying I want to do this, but one way around it is I can declare a variable and notice the error goes away, because what happens is C# converts this float to a double and wants to put it in a double. That takes care of it. But the problem with this is we're using a double to store the value of a float times pi. We're wasting space and memory. A much better approach is to do casting. So you put parentheses around it and tell C#, do the calculation, and before you assign it to the float, downgrade it or cast it to a float. Take pi, which is a double, multiply it by the F diameter, which temporarily will do this as a double, both of them. Take it, convert it back, or downgrade it to a float and put it into here. See how we take care of that? Also, there is another thing we can do called math.pow. That stands for raise a power. So we can take F radius, square it, and multiply it by math.pi. We're going to run into the same issue here about casting. So how we fix that is, because this takes a double, see right here it tells you it takes a double, and this is a double, but we're trying to put it into a float and doesn't like that. So again, we can do something like this. Convert it to a float, put parentheses around the calculation, and there you go. So I can use some built-in features and use casting to help me accomplish it.